right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Details podcast. Today's guest is an absolute powerhouse. She is the winner of season 29 of The Amazing Race, where she competed with a stranger. She is a defense attorney in New York City and spends her days advocating in the courtroom, but somehow still finds time to break down reality TV as the co-host of the Purple Pants podcast, Pit Stop podcast. She is a world traveler, a strategic thinker, and a dog lover. Please welcome Brooke Camhi.
Hi. Wow. You make me sound like I do a lot of things.
You do.
I just watch a lot of reality TV, but that's fine. Hi, how are you? I'm so happy to be here.
Good. I am so happy. I asked you to be on the podcast, and I know you are a busy woman. Honestly, didn't think you'd have time. So thank you for making time to just come on and chat.
Easy decision. Happy to be here. This is wonderful. We're on a tiny little hiatus from the Purple Pants, the pit stop, because The Amazing Race isn't happening right now. And thankfully, I still get to speak to Bryce in real life because I miss it desperately. He is just the best thing to ever happen to everybody. So, hi, Bryce.
Yes. Oh my gosh. We can skip straight to that. I know I sent you some of the questions ahead of time, but how did you and Bryce first connect, and how did it turn into you guys co-hosting the most entertaining podcast together?
He will tell you that I stalked him and made him do it, and it's like partially true. But we met at a holiday party that a friend of mine was throwing at a hotel that she did marketing for, and he came and Wendell came, and we sort of he's told this story before. There was a picture, someone wanted to take a picture, and I was excited to like be near him because I think he's wonderful. And the girl who wanted to take a picture wanted him to take the picture, and he apparently was like, I don't know, not loving that. And then I hunted him down and I was like, I need to take that picture now. And we just became fast friends because, I mean, you know him. He is just pure light and wonderful.
The best.
And then we started talking reality TV and Amazing Race, and I got him into the show. I like to take credit for that. I actually don't know if I can take credit for that, but I like to think I can.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
We should talk about it. And we started, and he'll say he wasn't the biggest race fan at the beginning, and now he will say that The Amazing Race is better than the more recent seasons of Survivor. So
yeah,
you have brought him to that, and I'm thrilled that he allows me to be a part of that podcast.
That is awesome. And I love that not only do you guys recap when a current season is on, but my favorite thing is your guys' summer rewatch. It just brings back the nostalgia, keeps the good vibes flowing. And I love to listen to podcasts when I'm getting ready, when I'm driving, whenever. And you guys you vibe so well together. You're so entertaining. And if anyone who's listening to this hasn't listened to it, you put it on the top of your list, very top of your list.
It's all him. He is I'm just there for the facts. He's there for the entertainment.
You guys balance each other super well. Like, you can tell you guys get along great, but that you also have very different personalities. And I think you both bring something so special to the podcast, which makes it what it is.
Thank you. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be doing another rewatch. I'm not sure when. He's pushing to rewatch my
season.
I am kicking and screaming in the other direction. So we'll see what happens. But
okay, what is the hesitation to doing your own season? Because I think that would be so insightful.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I did.
It was traumatic.
Okay, fair.
Probably, to say the least, is the best way to say it.
Fair.
That being said, sign me up. I'll go again.
Oh my gosh.
I could deal with the trauma.
Yes, I love this. Okay, well, let's just get right into The Amazing Race. Who were you before The Amazing Race? What was Brooke Camhi doing before she got on The Amazing Race? Because you were a whole person before that.
I think the same thing. I'm a former prosecutor. I was still a defense attorney, and working in litigation support, which I still do as well. And I had tried out, 4 times. My brother and I flew to Houston once for 24 hours just to try out for the race in person. And I just loved it so much. And when I got the call, I was in the finals for casting for season 28.
Okay.
And then production said, you don't fit the theme of this season. And I was like, yes, I do. I fit whatever theme. What's the theme I fit in?
I am the theme.
Yeah, I'll make myself fit the theme.
Yeah.
Turns out it was like YouTube stars and stuff, which clearly I did not fit that theme because I don't know that I'd ever even been on YouTube. And they said, we will call you for the next one. And I was like, okay, I don't believe that. Everyone like, we'll call. Okay, I'll stand by the phone. And I sort of wrote it off and I was like, I made it to the end. I did the best I could. And then I got a call for the next season and went through all the casting, flew to LA, did the casting thing, and I found out that I got it. I very much remember the moment I got the call from Jesse from casting that I got that I was going to be on the race. I was walking Bacon, my dog, to the vet from my old apartment because it was like a 2-avenue walk, and I'm on the corner of 26th Street and 7th Avenue, and I get the call and I saw 818, and I was like, okay, this is California, something's happening, and he said, do you want to race around the world? And I said, oh my God, I'm going to scream. Can I scream? And he said, you can scream. Just don't scream. You're going to be on the Amazing Race. So I was on the corner in Manhattan, just like crying and screaming. And so I got to the vet and I remember asking my vet, I said, do we have doctor-patient privilege or is that like between you and the dog? Like, how does that work with a vet? And she was like, okay, what? And I told her, I was like, you can't tell anybody. I told my vet was the first person that I told. So now I feel like they're not going to take the money back. So I feel like I can share that story.
That's amazing. You found out.
And then I told my parents.
Instantly told people. Oh my gosh. That is. Wait, okay. So at what point during this journey did you find out you were going to go on solo and meet a stranger?
We knew because when we went to LA for casting, it was just individual people. It wasn't, I didn't go with a partner.
Yeah.
It was just 20, well, it was more than 22, but people from my season were there and it was just all individuals and you're not allowed to talk to anybody else. You're not supposed to have any side conversations. They gave you like a little bit of pool time where you're supposed to just, you can swim, but you can't speak. And you go down for meals with certain groups of people and you can't speak. So knowing that I'm not like fast or strong, I was like, what can I do? I was gaming the game before it even started in the hopes I would get on.
You have to.
And so I remember at dinner, I was like, can I get a bottle of wine? And I put a bottle of wine on my table. And I remember just saying to the waiter very loudly, if anybody else would like to share my wine, please give them a glass of wine. And 3 people specifically from my season who made it on all drank wine with me and we like air cheers. I was probably not allowed to do any of that, but
that's fun though. No, I think that that just points to the fact that you are a strategic thinker and you're playing the game before the game's on. So you applied with your brother in Dallas and then you got the call back for the next season. They were like, this is solo. You're coming to LA solo. And you're like, okay, this is different, but I'm sure you were up for the challenge. You're like, I want to be on the Amazing Race. Like, get me on any way, shape.
I said I would race with anybody. I don't care. I said, I'll bring the dog. I don't care. I was ready to do this with whomever. It was number 2 on my list of 30 things to do before I died that I made that list when the race when it came out. I remember watching season 1.
Oh my gosh. Wait, what's number 1 and have you done it?
Number 1 was be on Broadway. And I have been called back for Broadway and I didn't go to my callback. That's like my biggest regret in life. But technically, I've done it. I haven't crossed it off because I don't think it counts. But I have been in a Broadway show, well, on a Broadway stage during a Broadway show, like as it was going on. I got brought up on stage during Cabaret and danced on the stage with the lead during the show. So I will count that.
That counts. Check that off the list. Oh my gosh, wait, are you a singer and a dancer and I just never knew?
I was a musical theater major in college, yeah.
Stop it. Okay, we are learning things about you. Love this.
Add it to the intro. I mean, I'm just kidding.
Yes, add
it with a lot of things.
Splice it. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I never did musical theater, but I did like choir and I did show choir. So like the whole song and dance. Okay.
Oh, I know. Show choir. Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Jazz choir, concert choir, show choir, regular chorus. I never stopped singing.
Chamber choir, all the choirs.
And I will say, the New York City contingent of Amazing Racers there's a lot of singers.
Yeah.
The winners too. It's funny. Well, Kishori, who was on a few seasons ago, sings, but Ricky of Ricky and Stacer, Greg and John, who won season 35, are both fantastic singers. They were an a cappella group, so we go in
Wow.
karaoke sometimes. Yeah, a few weeks ago, we went in karaoke.
Oh my gosh.
Rowan and Maya, who were on a few seasons ago and unfortunately out too early, they sing. It was, I mean, fun times.
Yeah, I think music skills translate into a lot of other areas of life. I think if you can get your brain to work musically, you can get it to work in a lot of different ways. But yeah, I love karaoke. That was my one request for our wedding. I was like, I don't really care about all the other stuff. I just have to have karaoke at our reception because I just love to sing.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I was gonna sing at my wedding reception and then got stage fright. I do get
Oh,
it's weird. I did the national anthem once at was Shea Stadium at the time with a few people, but I was like 16. So I don't get freaked out when there's a lot of people,
yeah.
but if there's like 50 people
Like small,
or
intimate.
less, yeah,
Yeah. If you're at like a bar and you're singing in front of, tons and tons of people aren't really paying attention. But I recently with some girlfriends went to like they're like, do you want to go karaoke? And I was like, yeah, show up. It's the like you sit in a room, you close the door and it's you and your 5 friends.
oh
And I'm
no,
like,
that's
oh,
the
this
only
is
thing I'll do.
awful.
That's all I'll do. I don't
That's
do it in front of the
terrible.
bar, in front of everyone there. When I'm in a room with 5 people and they're all singing too, that's fine. Yeah, that I can do.
I love it. And I karaoke sober. I don't even need to drink alcohol. I just love to sing. I just love it.
Yeah, we don't need to drink alcohol, but it's better.
It helps. Okay. So back to The Amazing Race.
Yes, sorry.
Immediately, you're on there. You get paired up with a stranger, and you are with Scott Flannery,
Mhm.
and you
Mhm.
guys have to immediately meet each other, understand each other, figure out each other's communication style, problem solving skills, strengths and weaknesses. How did you go about that? And do you feel like your background as a defense attorney expedited that process for you?
So we met at casting. We were in the same casting week.
Okay.
And we were definitely scoping each other out. Like we ended up sitting at tables next to each other at one point at dinner. And we have talked about it since where he was like, I have my eye on you. And I was like, I have my eye on you. And the very last part of casting was you went on the CBS lot, like right near the Big Brother house. And you, in one at a time, went in to meet with Phil was there and Bertram was there, Elise was there. And the producers were all there.
Mhm.
And one at a time, everyone went in and they did like their final meet with everyone to see who would get picked. And Scott went in right before me.
Nice.
And I walked in and I don't know who it was, but one of the producers said, the last guy who was here wants to be your partner. And I had just sat down and I go, great, so we're done here. And I got up and went to leave. And they're like, you can't leave. And I was like, oh, okay, hi, what can I answer for you? So we had already had like a little rapport, but we didn't know how we were going to be, if we were going to be paired up, if we were going to get to pick. We had no clue. I just knew we were told what order to run into the park in.
Mhm.
And I was between Seth, who was a cop in ridiculous shape, and Logan, who was a tree in ridiculous shape. And so I was like, great, if they go, I'm good with either of these people. Like, they can carry my backpack because I had had back surgery a few months before the race, but I was going anyway. So what?
I did not
They
know
don't
that.
ever mention that. I was 6 months out from back surgery when I did the race. My surgeon had to speak to the CBS doctors. I had to get cleared to go. I had to send videos of myself running on a treadmill and just to prove that like I was able to move. And so many people online were like, she's so weak, she can't carry stuff. And true. I'm not the strongest person. I'm stronger than I look, but I'm not the strongest person. And I've said it a gazillion times. I'm not a distance runner. And on our season, I don't know if it was true or not, but it feels true. They said that you ran a marathon like every third day if you didn't get lost.
I
And
believe
we
it.
got lost. So
Yeah.
so he carried my stuff a lot. And there was reason behind it. I wish they'd said it a bit more because I feel like there was more of a story for me. And so maybe if he ever gets to go back, we'll get a little redemption arc.
Yeah, well, 2 things. What kind of a back surgery was it? There's so many things. My cousin just had like a microdiscectomy, and then
I had a microdiscectomy, yes, and a laminotomy. I had a herniated disc from we don't know what, and it was just bulging on one side, and so they had to go in and clear out some of the stuff, and the canal, which the nerves were in, was so
Mhm.
compressed that it was causing so much pain down my leg that I actually couldn't stand up properly. Like I could not walk
My gosh,
the
Brooke.
Thanksgiving. We filmed in June, and the previous Thanksgiving, I didn't even sit at the dining table with my family. I laid on the couch. I was in so much pain. So it was, I think it was December 4th, December 6th, 2015, I had surgery.
Mhm.
And June 9th, 2016, we started racing, or 10th, we started racing. So it was 6
Wow.
months out. And I subsequently had 2 more surgeries, but I haven't had one in, oh my God, 2015, 17, 19. I haven't had one in 7, 8 years, and everything is good. And yeah,
Okay, so is it fair to say you were racing still in pain? Like you were still out from recovery. You weren't fully healed, right?
I was not. I had my surgeon sent me on the race. You have to clear all your medications and stuff, and he sent me with a pack of steroids,
Mm.
um, called a Medrol pack, and I carried it with me. And for leg, we were flying from, I think it was to leg 11. No, to leg Vietnam. So at 9 and 10. So we were on a plane and my back started to spasm. I started taking the steroids and I actually laid on the galley floor for one of the flights,
Yeah, you did.
which thankfully they couldn't film on airplanes. After 9/11, you're not allowed to do that. And so none of that's on film, but I was laying on the floor of the kitchen of the plane. And then
Oh,
adrenaline kicks in and you just got to go.
oh my goodness sakes. The adrenaline, the lack of sleep, all of the things. How do you do with lack of sleep? Because I suck at lack of sleep. I
I
found
don't
out.
sleep. I mean, I got 3 hours of sleep last night, and I don't love that, but I've never really needed sleep.
Yeah,
That's, like, one thing that didn't bother me.
it's good.
I mean, I look tired, and
No, you don't.
I'm
I
vain,
was
and
just
so, like, the
thinking you
vanity
look
part
so
is the part
good.
that bothers me, but I don't know, I've never really been much of a sleeper. Like,
Yeah,
if I get 6 hours, that's a lot.
yeah. My son was up last night, so I was up for 4 hours in the night, so I think I too also got 3 hours of sleep last night, and I get, like, sour about it. I'm like, I wish I had more sleep, but here we are. It's
You're
fine."
being really nice, it doesn't seem to be affecting.
It's like, I have my energy tea in the morning, and I'm like,
uh
"Woo, let's do life. I gotta take the day by the horn."
Caffeine, got it, fair enough.
Yes. Okay, glad that that worked out. Glad that
Yeah,
you had your back pain meds, your steroids, that your doctor cleared you, that CBS was like, "Yeah, it's cool, we'll take her." Glad that Scott was a gentleman and held your backpack.
I didn't have pain meds. I kinda wish I had, although those would have slowed me down. Those will knock you right out, so I guess it's probably good I didn't have those, but yeah, that steroid,
Yeah,
very necessary for the
totally.
end.
Okay, so you mentioned that spasm happened on the plane, you laid in the galley. You did a lot. You obviously spoiler if people, didn't listen to the intro. She won. She did all the legs. So, did you have a favorite leg or favorite place that you visited that you're like, "Man, I wanna go back there," or have you been back to any of the places that you really loved?
I travel to Chicago for work maybe once a year, and so every time I go to the finish line, and I'll FaceTime Scott, and he's been and he's FaceTime me. Whenever we're there,
Yeah.
we say hi to each other. I'm looking, so on my wall here in my office, I have pictures of every pit stop, like black and white photos of each pit stop. I mean the last one because it's the last one. But I think the I think Norway was probably the most beautiful place
Mhm.
that I'd ever seen. It was just spectacular, and everyone is so nice and just helpful and kind and
Yeah.
happy, and we should really take a lesson from the Scandinavian countries, I think,
Yeah.
because, you know,
We
whatever.
need all the help we can get.
I mean, if it's a whole nother
Yes.
podcast for a whole nother day, but yes, agree. And the one place I said I wanted to go, what my family is from basically northern Macedonia, so I just say Greece because some people don't know where Macedonia is, North Macedonia.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go to Greece, and when we found out that we were going to Greece, I was really excited. Greece was our 8th leg, and I remember at the beginning of leg 8, Scott and I were waiting to rip our clue open, and Joey and Tara were right in front of us, and so we actually were in earshot of where they were ripping their clue, and I was like, "Joey, make sure you say where you're going loud, because I wanna know." And I remember him being like, "Greece!" And I was like, oh my god," and then I had to act surprised when we ripped the clue 1 minute later, but that was probably my dream place to go.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I've been to Greece, but not obviously in the same capacity, but it was really cool. My husband
You didn't go for 36 hours and just whirlwind your way through the entire
no, I went
thing?
for like 10 days.
Yours was probably more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours was
Yeah,
better.
it was more chill. It was more chill. Awesome. Okay, so Greece was the favorite place besides obviously the finish line, but Chicago's Chicago. Like, yes, it's very sentimental, but you guys went to so many places. I'm like, okay, Greece, that stands. Did you have a favorite task that you felt like this was made for me? I crushed this. This was my best task.
Yeah. I stand firmly that there is a task for everyone, and if you last long enough, like Becca from my season was a rock climber, and we had to climb rocks in Lake Como,
Mhm.
and so for me, I sang opera in college. I was a musical theater major and I sang opera. And so when we got to Venice, and one of the challenges was carry suitcases or sing in Italian on a gondola, we didn't even, there was no question. As soon as it was like sing, I was like, and they're like, you need to read the whole clue. And I was like, sure, fine, but this is what we're doing. And Scott knew that if that came up, that was it. We actually did that challenge in one take, and you had to wait. You couldn't actually get off the gondola until certain spots. So they asked us to sing it again. I don't know, for fun.
Yeah. I love that
But that
'cause
was the thing we did best.
rarely in the performative challenges are they like one and done. They usually are like, do it again. We don't want to approve you the first time. We're harder than that. And you got it one and done. Way to
This
go.
was one and done. That was the only yeah, I think that was the only one and done. In Greece, there was a like a marching soldier marching kind of challenge that that was a roadblock. I should have been one and done. I knew I messed up the very, very last thing. I knew exactly what I did, and that was two and done. But other than that, oh, and the cup stacking in South Korea was really fast.
Oh yeah.
Like it wasn't one and done because I had issues with the timer, like the way you had to press the start and the stop. But that was a handful and done.
Oh my gosh. Love
So
that.
to all those people who were all, she can't do anything. Oh, you know what? I lie. I did do another one. And oh my God, I'm tooting my own horn.
Do it. Toot away. Toot.
In Venice Venice was honestly, we argued like maniacs and we hated each other that day and screamed and yelled. But the tasks were both one and done. Actually, I did the roadblock in Venice and we had to paint this like Commedia dell'arte mask. And I did not know at the time that we were in last place. And we walked in and there were I guess 6 teams left at that point. We were in 6th. And I walked in and I was like, okay. And had I known we were in 6th, I probably would have bugged out a little bit, but I didn't. And so I went in and I asked the lady to start the demonstration over and she said no. So I had to wait a little bit. And there is video of another contestant being like, just put your big girl pants on, Brooke, and just do it. And so I did, and I got that on one.
Okay.
And I jumped her and another person, and I came out. And I think my favorite moment is you see Scott, they show Scott and Joey outside, and Mike, the 3 of them are outside. And Scott's like, if Brooke can keep her cool, I think we're going to be fine. And Joey's like, nice knowing you. It's been fun racing with you. And then I come out and I'm like, here you go. And he flips. He's like, you did it. Oh my God. And that was a really nice moment because I don't know that I believed in myself either, but it was nice to have that moment where, he was just so like excited. And I was like, okay, let's go. So that was it was a bad day for our dynamic, but it was a good day for the task.
Yeah. And I mean, it seemed like it was a confidence booster for you too. Cause like you just said, you're like, I wasn't sure that I could do it. And then you crushed it.
I just didn't even think about doing it. Like as I was doing it, I remember looking around and there's always a producer off to the side. And I was like, I think this is right. I'm gonna get a check. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And you could see on my face where I'm like, I think it's right. Let's go try. And when she says yes, I'm just like almost shocked that I did it and didn't have to start over because there were multiple people who had to start from the beginning and do more than one.
Way to go.
Like I did.
Yeah.
With a ladle.
Well,
but we won't talk about the different.
It's okay. We can skip that. But I mean, that's I think the important thing that you and Bryce talk about too on your podcast is like, when in doubt, just get a check. Like you can always get a check. You don't have to completely restart. I mean, progress is progress, right? And sometimes you don't know what they'll pass and what they won't pass until you get the check.
And better to get a check than do another step and that step is wrong and then you have to start over. So,
Yeah.
yes,
Totally.
word of advice, always check many, many, many times. They're not going to say it's too many checks.
Yeah. There's no such thing as like check disqualification.
Right. In fact, the season after mine, was it the season after mine? Yes, the season after mine, at the very, very end, a different team would have won, but they didn't check. It was a season where, oh my God, Cody and Jess from
Jessica.
Big Brother won.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was another team, Henry and Evan, and they were on this like
Like
what do you
boat, like
call
a
it? Like an Intrepid. Yeah, it was like
a
like a USS whatever.
military boat.
And yes, and they had to this was a hard finale. They had to find all these pieces of a plane. They had to put this puzzle together, and he actually had it right and didn't check and change something, and they lost $1 million because of that.
It was so
always check.
painful because, like, on the bottom of the
Mhm.
screen, they're like, check, 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 check. And then he switched it and it was the X. And I was like, oh, them watching that back had to have been so painful.
I don't know that I would get over that.
Oh, I mean, well, there's a lot of things. I feel bad, really bad for a lot of the second place teams because I'm like, that has to kind of haunt you. Like, I go to therapy anyways, and I'd have to go to more. If I like was that close and missed it, I'd be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't. Thankfully, we don't have to think about that.
That'd be good. Yeah. Thankfully, that was not your story. Thankfully, you are a champion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not fast, not strong, but
Super smart. So, did the race teach you anything new about yourself?
yeah, I can do a whole lot more than I think I can do. Like if you watch me on mute, I was a competent racer. I was telling myself I couldn't do things the entire time. And shut up, Brooke. Like, it's nuts to me. I say I can't as I do a lot,
Literal.
but not anymore. I genuinely stopped. Like, I took note of myself and stopped doing that.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally an out of body experience when you have to watch yourself back saying, I can't. And you literally did. And you're like, oh, okay.
I guess I can.
Question, and this is unrelated, but do you know your Enneagram number? Have you ever tested for that?
I'm not sure what that
Okay.
word means.
So have you heard of
Maybe
like the
that's
Myers-Briggs testing? Okay, it's like that, but totally different. And it's more about your core motivators, your core values, and how you act like in a happy, healthy state and how you act in like a stressful state. And I'm an Enneagram 1, which basically there's a lot of things, but just to get to the point, I am my own biggest critic. So, like, in my head
Yeah.
is a very negative voice all the time, like, berating me, like, saying, like, "You're not good enough. You can't do this," whatever. So then if I get, like, that from an outside person, it's like, I already know, you know? So I almost wonder with you verbally saying that, like, "Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it." I almost wonder if you have a really strong inner critic in your or if you had a really strong inner critic in your mind too.
Yeah, it's weird because, like, in daily
Mhm.
life, I don't think I can't do
Okay.
things. It's just, but I also don't put myself in a situation really, like, I know the gym exists, but I don't really believe in it. So I don't put myself in a situation that's like so physically uncomfortable
Yeah.
normally. But I don't know. Like, when stressful situations happen, I am the kind of person who's like, how do I fix it?
Mhm.
Let's have a plan. Like, I sort of thrive in, not that you would have seen that on TV, but like, when there is a problem to solve, like, I'll come with 6 solutions. And if that doesn't work, we'll come with another one. So that part, the problem solving part, I don't
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
But the inner critic, yeah, was definitely there when things are uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I guess that is a good point. Like, in our daily lives, we aren't always pushing ourselves to the extreme or out of our comfort zone like the pressure cooker that the race is created to put contestants in. Like, that's not an everyday thing.
Especially when you have a partner who, I mean, Scott's great, but our season is so interesting because it's not like I'm with my significant other. It's not like I'm with someone who A, knows how to motivate me, or B, I have this relationship with where who knew if we were ever going to speak again. And we didn't have to worry about what the other one would think about us when it was over because we could just never have spoken ever again.
Yeah.
We do speak and we are good friends. But it was interesting because, like, I am motivated by, if I'm doing something that's hard for
Mhm.
me, someone saying, "You're doing great, keep going, this is good." Scott hates that. He wants quiet. If he's working on something, like if you're saying you're doing great, whatever, he just, mm-mm. And I don't do well with quiet. I'm not a quiet person. I was trying to motivate him the way that would motivate me.
Naturally.
And he was trying to motivate me the way that he would want to be treated in that
By being a
situation. So
silent stone wall.
we had to learn. We had to learn.
Okay, so what leg of the race did you guys realize that? And you're like, oh, I'm motivating you the way I like it. You're motivating the way you like it. Switch, switch.
I don't know that we ever really. I remember in Vietnam. It was like leg 10. It was like 10 in rural Vietnam. And he's rowing this boat with his feet. And I'm like, you're doing great. Like, because it was really hard. The current was going the other way. And he's like got these massive legs. Like he CrossFits all the time. And so he's doing this, and they give you a stick to like push off the banks in case like you're being. So I'm using the stick, and he's using his legs, and I'm like, "You're doing awesome." And he's like, "Shh, shh, shh, shh." And I'm like, so maybe we never learned. I'm not really
In
sure.
retrospect.
In leg 12, we sort of learned. He was giving me really good motivation to keep going. So, for the next time around, I feel like maybe we'll get it right.
Yeah, totally. And it is interesting, too, that they've never done another Strangers season. Maybe they were like, interesting social experiment, one and done.
It's fine. I'm fine with that. That way, when they do a winter season, they'll definitely want the Strangers who won.
100%.
He hopes we're ready.
Yeah, I do think that is way overdue. They should have already had an all-winners season. For sure. That would be so entertaining.
From your mouth.
Yes. Okay. Next question. Reality TV shows only a fraction of who someone is. Not only do they have so many contestants, but they have to condense it down into a really short period of time. So they kind of like go with whatever they think the one character trait is, and they highlight that. What is something about you that you feel like the viewers got wrong or was just completely not even shown?
I feel like there was a lot that wasn't shown. I feel like they took out a lot of my happy. Like a lot of my happy just wasn't shown. And it's funny because back when my season aired, every week there would be like outtakes or like behind the scenes YouTube clips.
Yes, and they don't do that anymore.
Put up. No, they don't. But I remember people would reach out to me and be like, wow. Or people would comment on the clips and be like, wait, she actually was having fun. Or, oh my God. Or, well, you didn't see any of that. And I'm like, yeah, they took out a lot of my happy. That's not the story that was going to be told about me. And that's fine. I signed up for it. I get it. It would have been nice to have it be a little bit more than there. You know how at the end of an episode, it's like next week on The Amazing Race, like a contestant reaches her breaking point.
You're like, that's not what I want to hear.
With the exception of the one episode where Floyd gets medically evacuated out of the race.
Heat stroke in Vietnam.
I believe that I was the contestant reaching her breaking point every episode. But it's fine. It's fine. If people who know me laugh, like, it's fine. I can tell.
Oh my gosh. Well, and it helps that you won the $1 million. Like, if you were out on leg 8 and that was your story, you'd be like, dang it,
Yeah, no, that's definitely helpful for, the mental health.
Okay, I love that you brought up YouTube in 2017 and like the comment section, because I do think the social media landscape was a little bit different back then than it is now. How do you feel like the comments or, the online people, the keyboard warriors, as they say, how do you think that was back then versus how it is today?
I don't want to say that I had it worse because the people who are cruel and they'll find you no matter what, which is just horrible. Yeah. Like, I don't understand the mentality of somebody who watches somebody on TV and says, I'm going to berate that person. I'm going to go on their Instagram. I'm going to find their law firm website and find their phone number and call. Like, there was a lot. And shout out to CBS, because CBS knew what was happening, and they I spoke with them and they were like, here, go speak with somebody. Go. We want to take care of your mental health. And they were amazing about that. So that was awesome. Yeah. They were like, pick whoever you want in New York City and we'll take
That's so sweet.
Like, you guys are great. But I don't know if it's better or worse now. I think that the way the world sort of is and is I think it's probably people will speak up for themselves more. And I think like the trolls might have been worse because it was just sort of, they just came at you and what do you do about it? Now I feel like it's more I don't know how to describe it. I feel like it's not as
Yeah.
accepted, but also it happens still too much. Like, stop hating on
Yeah.
people. Like, you can't do it. You're hating on people from your couch. So go try it before you start telling people that they're horrible.
100%.
See how you do first, people.
100%. I also feel like back then it was much more there was so much online bullying and it wasn't being labeled as online bullying like it is
Right.
now.
Okay, that's a better way to say
Yeah,
it.
and
Yes.
now people are like, "Oh, like, yeah, online bullying is bad," but back then people were just like, "Here's a thought I have," and then probably writing it out and not thinking twice about it, and now people are like, "Oh, more cognizant about that," and it's like, "Oh, yeah, we don't have the whole story. We don't know this person. Maybe we should act kindly and respectfully." Like, I also think people who are keyboard warriors must just have so much time on their hands. Like, who has time to even
Go
comment mean
outside, take a
things?
walk, people.
Yeah. Okay, well,
I will say my best therapy was a friend of mine. So my friend Jelani, who was on season 26, and he actually was part of the reason I ended up getting on the show, but that's another story. He and I went out one night and we looked at some of like the tweets and stuff, and we'd write back and be like, "Thank you so much for your comment. It's a beautiful day out. Go enjoy the weather." And then we would like take it down. So like
Oh,
never anything mean, but like, just there's no reason. It's just as easy, if not easier, to be kind. So,
yes.
I don't know. I feel like kindness f in some aspects of life these days has sort of come to the forefront, and I like that. But
Agreed. And I think that's true about your guys' Pit Stop podcast too, is you guys are so positive, and there are some other race recaps out there that are less than positive. And so I think listening to you guys is just such a refreshing take when you recap the race with your positivity and your comedy and your facts. It's a very uplifting recap, which I think also sets it apart from some of the other old schooler ones.
thank
Yes.
you. It's all anytime we're not positive, it's all in good fun, and we're both very good at, like, poking fun at ourselves, and
Mhm.
Bryce is he's just, like, such a master of like, we can joke with people, and even if we don't know them, I think that they'll understand that it's all, like, in good fun, and it all comes from a place of love, and it's never mean, it's never cruel to be cruel. He is just and because he's just such a light and a joy that I feel like, um, even when he's annoyed about something, like, it's funny,
Yeah,
so
I mean, you can't
no one takes
not
it too
take it seriously with all the props, the glasses, the hats, the bell, like, it is just a fun time, like, it is you're just there not to be too serious, but just to have a good time. I think that's very well translated across the screen. Okay, so after the season finished airing, you officially won the $1,000,000. Did your mindset change in any way? And I know everyone always likes to ask, did it change your life? And I'm not talking about like, oh, I have money in the bank account now, but more like I think a lot of times, at least for me, like in my life, money has changed how I think about myself, situations. Like it just I think changes more of a perspective thing than just a number in a bank account.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the number in the bank account was nice. I sent my brother and my sister-in-law on their honeymoon,
Oh,
and paid my parents back some money, and I put a down payment on an apartment. So, like,
nice.
it did things,
Yes.
which is nice. But yeah, I think it does change your perspective. Not only does it show, like, you that you can do anything even when it's uncomfortable, like, it's okay to be
Yeah.
uncomfortable, but watching it back, it showed me, like, I don't believe in myself. Why am I not believing in
Mm.
myself when I'm doing things? And it also it's the community of people is just so incredible that winner or not winner, like, as long as I stayed in the community, it's just such a joy to meet all these new people and have they're genuine friendships. It's kinda
Yeah.
crazy. So, yeah, definitely.
I love that. And I think the Amazing Race community is so tight-knit too because we're not, like, super mainstream, we're kinda, like, sub-mainstream. And so I think it does bond us more together that we all are, like, supporting the same thing, you know?
I agree completely. And I kinda love that.
Love.
I kinda love that. We don't need to be the biggest one. We're the coolest one.
Yeah, and we're happy. We're over here happy being Amazing Race fans. Okay, so did it change at all how people in your life viewed you after you won?
Not really. I mean, the people in my life know who I am, and it's funny because they would watch it and they would laugh and be like, "Oh my god, like, that is exactly how you would handle something," or, "Oh my god," like, I will say some were like, wow, I kinda can't believe that you did all of that, like, because you don't. you're not a runner. The arms are like a wet noodle. Like you're not the biggest or the strongest. But no, I think the people who know you and can laugh with you and know what side wasn't shown and what, yeah, no, I don't think it changed any of that.
Love that. Love that. Were your coworkers surprised? Because obviously not all of them knew you were going on the race. Like, you probably had to tell your boss, have an NDA signed or whatever. But when it came out, were your coworkers like, say what? Bro?
Yeah, so one of my coworkers took over like my clients. I gave my mom my cell phone and my law partner my message was to forward all of my stuff to him. And so any clients that came in were taken care of. But um yeah, most people didn't know, and it was just kind of like a fun surprise. I didn't work for a very large firm at the time, so it wasn't like everybody. But I think the people who did know maybe shared some of that information because it didn't seem like it was a very big surprise.
Oh, okay. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, well, moving on. You've already said multiple times in our chat today that you would for sure go on an all-stars season, a all-winners season, any type of repeat season. Do you think that's like coming in the future? And will it be soon? Is there murmurings? Because I feel like I've heard murmurings and then nothing.
Every person every racer, especially the ones who have won, are like pushing for season 40 to be a winner season. Some are pushing harder than others. Elise was here in New York for a book signing and a bunch of us. She invited the New York racers to all come and see her, and so we were all there. And several of the racers are like, "Are you doing this? Can you do this? Can I come back?"
Yeah.
I also was like, "Well, if you're doing it, just throw in my hat in the ring because I need this." So
Yes.
we'll see what happens. There are rumblings that 40 is a returning season, but I don't know anything more than that.
Okay.
I wish I did. And
so
we'll find out soon.
As a winner and an ex-racer, obviously you want to race again. So thinking of your like ideal returning cast, are you thinking of people that you could beat or people that would be fun to race with? Or like, how are you in your mind being like, I would like to race against them?
Oh, I've made alliances with every former winner. Like, if they all talk to each other, we're in trouble. Like, I've legitimately spoken to all of them and been like, so we're a team, right? Like, nobody gets rid of anybody else. We help each other out. Yeah. Wink, wink, nod, nod. So, I mean, it's nice to be in the community, and I do know a lot of the racers. I think some of the older ones don't necessarily know some of the newer ones, but, getting to podcast with Bryce and also going to like the events and being here in New York with like a contingent of people, I think it's not really about who you can beat, because if everybody won, everybody did something right. It's about, having a good time and strategically making sure that you put yourself in a position to go as far as possible.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. I would love to watch you. Okay, so we just finished talking about absolutely you would go on an all-star season. You would crush it. You've made alliances. You're going to be strategic. Of course, you're a strategic girly. But are you watching the Traitors and would you go on? Because I think you would do amazing.
Of course, I'm watching the Traitors. I would love to do the Traitors. We have played this at my house so many times when people come over, and I shouldn't, this is like not something I should be proud of. I say I'm an excellent actor, but I'm like a really good liar. I can convince people that I'm not bad when I am, which I don't think I should be bragging about that. But the last time we played, my friend Eliza was here, and her boyfriend, I was a traitor, or whatever you call it. And he's like, I think it's Brooke. And I just sat there like dead in his face. And for like, I don't know, 90 seconds, just convinced him why I wasn't. He's like, oh, it's definitely not her then. And I was like, wow, it worked. It does work. The thing is also, I have like a very like sarcastic personality, and sometimes people can't tell if I'm kidding or not kidding, so maybe I'm just difficult to read sometimes. But I would love to. So if you know anybody at Traitors casting, send them my way.
I don't, but we will put this in a reel and put it on there and tag them, and I think you should go on it. I think you're entertaining. I think you'd be a great traitor. I think it would be great to watch. I'm loving watching Natalie.
Sorry. No, you go.
Go. No, I want to hear what you have to say.
I have like a full circle Traitor story. So earlier in the podcast, we talked about Broadway and how I was on stage in cabaret as the show was happening because the MC brought me up on stage. And Alan Cumming was the MC in cabaret. And I love him. I've loved him from everything he's done. And my mother and I used to go to Broadway shows on my birthday as a thing. And that's where we went for my birthday a lot of years ago. And Alan Cumming was actually not in that day. And so on Broadway, if it's a show that has like a big name star, like Michelle Williams was in it. So if either of them weren't in it, they give people the opportunity to get their money back and go see a different show. So, or a different performance. And so we went to the theater and then we were going to go to lunch. So we got to the theater and we were told Alan wasn't going to be in the show that day. And so I went to the box office and I was like, hey, has anybody, so the cabaret was set up where in the front of the theater, there were, I don't know, 10 or so like little bistro tables and then theater seats. So I said to them, has anyone at a cabaret table canceled? And can we have those seats? So we upgraded to a cabaret table. At lunch, I got a little piece of poster board and I put a little sign on our table saying reserved for the birthday girl because I knew they brought people up on stage. And I was brought up on stage by what should have been Alan Cumming, but was actually this guy named Leeds Hill. And he was amazing and wonderful. But I've never met Alan. And now my goal is to go be on the Traitors so I can ultimately meet him.
Yes, that's a great goal.
On the show in the first place. Yes.
Okay, can we take like a quick segue out of Traitors real quick because you brought up so much Broadway? Do you watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and how do you feel about
my sister-in-law was talking about this last night. She's obsessed with the Secret Life of Mormon Wives. I've never seen an episode. I've not seen it, but I have to watch it. It's tells addictive. Me there is some scandal going on. Yeah. Whitney is right. Is that I don't know what's happening. I don't know.
Whitney is in Chicago. And I'm pro Whitney. I am pro Whitney. I think her character arc was great.
Or is she in
Chicago? No, she's good. She was
okay.
She was so good at Dancing with the Stars too, and it was a major like fiasco that they got eliminated when I can't even get into it right now, but they shouldn't have been eliminated.
Not a pro, right? She's a
No, but she did. Okay, so she's not a pro on Dancing with the Stars. She was like the celebrity because she was on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Okay. But in college, she like majored in dance. Like that was her thing. She's a dancer. So and she's a performer for sure. I didn't know she could sing, which was like a new thing with Chicago. And obviously I haven't seen it. But there's just been so much buzz.
So what's the scandal? Do people say she?
Well, I think the thing is people are just like tired of reality stars and or Dancing with the Stars people getting on Broadway. But that's not like the scandal. The scandal about the show, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, is like it started as a swinging scandal, and then there's been like 85,000 subsequent scandals, and it's also all happening in real time, like on your phone. Then you have to wait for the actual show to come out, and they're always like, "I can't speak on this," and you're like, "Bitch, like just tell us."
I need a new show because I just watched the series finale that I didn't know was a series finale of Tell Me Lies, which is horrible and a train wreck that I could never look away from, and I loved it. So now I need a new show anyway.
It's Secret Lives.
Maybe I'll get into Mormon Wives.
Yes.
Okay.
Because so we've had 3 seasons of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. The first one was great. The second one was good. The third one was like kind of okay, but I'm excited for the fourth.
Are they all the same people, or is it like different Mormon wives on each season?
So that's a good question. So Whitney has like came and left. She like goes and is, but then people are like kind of trying to, they gang up against people, and some people don't come back. Some people leave for mental health reasons, and then they come back. And then there was this whole thing with some villa of another show that I don't watch, and this Marciano guy, and then cheating scandals between spouses, and so then maybe this girl's not going to come back because it's bad for her image, and it's like it's a kind of a cluster dumpster fire, but it's also like you can't look away.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm in. Next time we chat, I'll know more.
Okay, yes, because it's coming up at the in March, and it's and the main girl, Taylor Frankie Paul, she got cast to be the Bachelorette, and she's not in Bachelor Nation. She's from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, so that's like a whole turbulent thing too.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't understand the concept, but isn't she married?
No, she cheated. Well, her and her husband started like a swinging group because they weren't happy in their marriage. And then the swinging group got out of hand and people caught feelings. And then there was some cheating. And then there was a lot of divorces. And then, so she was single. Then she had a boyfriend that had a baby with him. And then they're not together anymore. But they still hook up. But she's going to be the Bachelorette, or was.
And this
They already
is the
filmed.
new Bachelorette?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
But she's
Probably has
super
to
blunt.
Stop hooking up with that boyfriend. Okay.
I know. I think you'll like her because she's super blunt. And she was like talking about, people are interviewing her before she goes on. She's like, if someone says I love you and we just met, I'm going to tell them like, no, you don't. We just met,
That's ridiculous.
So I like what she's bringing, but that's a whole.
Okay, now I need to watch that so that I can watch the new Bachelorette and understand everything that's going on.
So much
I have
content.
so much binging to do. Okay.
Okay, yes. Block it out in your schedule. Okay. Back to life. In your everyday life, we've touched on this. You are a defense attorney in New York City. What inspired you to pursue that career? Like, were your parents before you attorneys and you're like, that's my life goal? Or how did that come about?
So, well, yes, my father's a lawyer, aunt, uncle. But none of them are, I guess my aunt and uncle were both prosecutors, like, before I was born. But my dad's a lawyer, and I'm a theater person, and I'm also super competitive. And trials are just theater that you can win. And so I really gravitate toward being in front of a jury because I have no problem. Most people don't like public speaking, and lawyers like to hear themselves speak, but when they get up in front of a jury, a lot of people clam up. I don't have that problem. So I just I memorize everybody's name, I chat, I'm personable, and that's really a big part of it. And I find that very comfortable. And on top of that, it's it's not a game because it's freedoms and whatnot. But my job, as a DA was to prove the case. And my job now is to poke holes or show the jury that they haven't proven theirs. And so, everybody deserves a defense. But I will say there are cases that I will not take, and I will refer people to people who are better suited, because if I'm not gonna give you the best defense because of what it is that you allegedly did, then I don't feel like I should take everything. I feel like there's someone better suited to help you, and I'll help you find that person. But sometimes it's not going to be me.
Yeah,
But,
no.
yeah, competition in theater.
That's understandable.
Perfect.
I love that. Yeah, I don't know what his name is right now, but there's some attorney, and I never know if I should call it an attorney or a lawyer. Is there a difference, or is it just the same word?
One is past the bar. No, same.
It's the same thing. Okay.
You're good.
Okay. There's some guy on Instagram, and he's always making these little reels, and maybe he's on TikTok too. I don't know. But he's talking about how to be confident, or how to deal with a narcissist. Or do you know this guy that I'm talking about?
No.
He's wildly popular, and he was just on the podcast Diary of a CEO. That guy interviewed him of how to handle conflict and conflict resolution and all this stuff. But his day job, he's an attorney, but he gives more I feel just life skills. And I love following him, but I wondered if you followed him, and I don't know his name.
No, but I'm gonna.
I'll send you his stuff.
Let's figure out who he is. Yes.
I do feel like attorneys are really well-rounded, though. I mean, even like yourself, when attorneys get on reality game shows, they do really well. Even in Survivor, a lot of winners are attorneys. What is that? What is that secret sauce? Do you know?
I think there's a certain way of thinking. And I think a lot of it is you have to take emotion out of the equation. And I mean, part of what I do is it's very emotional. You have someone's, freedom in your hands, and sometimes it's really hard. You get really invested with people and you just want to help. And sometimes the system isn't fair, and you can't let it cloud you. You have to do the best that you can for the person, no matter what you feel about. And sometimes you don't like the person, and but you still have to do the best that you can because that's what they deserve. And so I think that most lawyers are probably taught that critical thinking, where it is yes, it's hard to cut your friends, or it's hard to work with somebody you really, really just don't have anything in common with, but you can put that aside and focus on the task at hand. So that would be my thought behind it.
Yeah. No, that's really good. That's a really
Also,
good.
we sort of have the ability to, especially trial attorneys, have the ability to pivot quickly. So if something's not going right, it's fast thinking way of being able to say, okay, well, that's not working. What else can I do to make this situation work for me?
Yeah. Yeah. Love that. I mean, that's really important. Critical thinking skills, adaptability, all of it. Love that.
Some would say more important than strength and speed.
Yes, some would say
Some
that.
would not. Some would not.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, so since you are in the courtroom and you race around the world, do you feel like you like that like high intensity, high adrenaline pace? Like that is what you're built for?
I mean, it's not even in the courtroom. Like, if I have a client, the courtroom is sort of the last step of all of it. You're
Mm,
speaking with the assistant district attorney, you're trying to work out a deal, you're trying to get all your witness statements, and you're putting this case together
mhm.
so that ultimately, if you have to present it to a jury, you can. But I really like the finding out the facts. I like the investigating of all of it and making it all make sense. And
Yeah.
this is what they'll need to prove, and here's how at the time I would prove it, or here's how they're not going to prove it based on all the facts. And you know, I like puzzles, and so I
Yeah.
think that a lot of it is putting together a puzzle.
Mhm.
And yeah, that I think is probably the best part of all of it.
I love that. So the TV show Suits, do people ask you all the time, how
I've
much is
never
it like
seen
the
it.
real thing?
I've never
Okay.
seen it.
That's
I
like
think it's kind of like I have friends who are doctors who like wouldn't watch ER or never seen Grey's Anatomy or whatever. And like I don't watch Law and Order because I it's sort of like I've seen it. And it's like, well, you can't do that. And also, this would never happen. Like
yes.
it's in 20 years of practicing law, I have never seen somebody get on the stand and be like, "You broke me, I did it," blah blah. Like it just doesn't. It's not how it's frustrating. You have to suspend reality for that stuff. But
Yeah.
I've not ever seen Suits, so I can't say, but I hear it's great,
No, no, now that
or it
makes
was
total
great.
sense because I've never seen like Fixer Upper or like anything on HGTV. We don't even have cable. I watch like my stuff on Hulu and Paramount Plus and Peacock now.
Watch Love It or List It.
I've never
Watch it.
seen it.
In this household, Love It or List It, if it's ever on, there are a handful of things. If they're ever on, we don't change the channel. Like, we're big
Oh,
House Hunters people,
okay.
but then we get mad that $200,000 will buy you a mansion in X city, USA,
Yeah, yeah.
and that won't buy you not a closet in New York.
Oh my
But
gosh.
Love It or List It's amazing. That's one of the shows that if it's on, it's being watched.
I feel like
So
I saw 5 seconds of that when I was in a hospital waiting room, and I was like, "Oh, okay." But I haven't seen it.
I mean, maybe you won't like it because of what you do, but I mean, I like it. It gives good design ideas, and I love touring houses. That find that so fun.
I like doing that on Zillow and being like, "What would I do instead? How would I fix this? Make it
Yeah.
better?"
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Love.
then I renovated. Like there's nothing left to do here. I can't. There's nothing left to wallpaper. There's nothing left to redo. I mean, I'm out of stuff to do, so I need to start doing friends' houses.
Yeah. Well, you are, so that's good. That's
I am
good.
doing them.
Okay, next question is, like, getting a little bit deeper, a little bit harder. Obviously, winning publicly feels so good, but at some point in our lives, we're all gonna have a failure. So, what does failure look like to you? More importantly, how do you handle failure?
Um, I think it depends on what the failure is. I mean,
Mm,
if it's just sort of like losing something, like about losing a race or losing, then I mean, as long as I feel like I've done everything I can do, then can't win them all. I
yeah,
mean, I, it is what it is. I'm sure I don't handle it great in the moment always, but there's a difference between feeling like when I studied for the bar exam, I
mm,
studied like 16 hours a day. Like I did not eat, I did not sleep because I knew I didn't want to not pass and be like, I could have done more.
yeah,
Thankfully, I passed in the first try. I didn't have to do it again. But it's like, I don't want to feel like there's more I can do. And if I've
yeah,
done all I can do, then, I mean, there's no point in beating yourself up for it.
yeah,
I
true.
mean, that sounded really good. I beat myself up for things all the time. That's totally who I am.
Yeah,
But
me too.
you got to just, be annoyed and then let it go.
Move on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like if I am working on a big proposal for like a big corporate job or something and we don't win the project if we're not awarded it, I love to learn like okay, we lost this proposal. What can I learn from this? Like, maybe who did they go with? Or was it a number thing that they wanted? Was it a different scope of services? Was it a different timeline? It usually comes down to budget. But still, like, I always love to reflect and ask myself questions to learn from losses. Like, I don't view anything really too much as a loss, but more so like a learning opportunity to get better next time, mostly,
And that's incredibly healthy.
most
I
generally.
should view less things at a loss, but I try. I'm growing daily. I'm doing the best I can.
Dude, we all are. Life is freaking hard, and I feel like it only gets harder every year. Okay. So outside of criminal defense, you also really love being a dog mom and you travel for fun, for personal reasons. Like what for me as an interior designer, I love to go back to because I saved all my textbooks from college way long ago. I love to travel for like very specific pieces of architecture history, and then I try to find really well-designed hotels that are, like, geographically appropriate. Like, I don't wanna stay in Seville and feel like I'm in Kansas City, like, no shade to Kansas City, but I love, like, geographically appropriate design. So what do you look for when you're going on your world travels? You're like, "Okay, I'm going here," like, what is on your to-do list? How do you start?
Um, I'm a scuba diver, so I have traveled based on dive sites.
Love.
Um, I love being under the water. So I'm on our season, we didn't have to swim at all. That's where I would have passed people. I was a lifeguard,
Mm.
I was a swim instructor, like I am a water baby.
Wow.
I am not a land person. So if it's like a warm weather place, I'm gonna go to a place I haven't been to dive, which I love
Yeah.
so much. And then yeah, more about what I can do there than for me, I don't like to spend a lot of time in the room. I mean, I'd like to stay at a nice place,
Yeah.
but the room is for sleeping and the experience. So, yeah, location, I guess, is probably the best thing. And the things that I can do while I'm there. And if I can get myself under the water and see some cool stuff, then that is the first thing I look for.
I love that, and that actually reminds me of one of the times I laughed the hardest listening to you and Bryce talk. I can't remember what depth it was, but when he kept saying, "Well, you can't scuba dive past 700 meters," or whatever, I don't remember the
Nobody
depth.
can. They'd be dead, Bryce.
I was dying. I was like, "This is so funny." He would not let go of it, and it was so funny. Oh my gosh, I only tried scuba diving once, and it was in my high school pool, and it was a big pool. But I was down there, and I'm in Nebraska, so I'm not used to the water. I'm not near the water. We're very much landlocked. We have some lakes, but I was like sucking air so fast that I guess I went through my tank way quicker than I thought, and I was low key a little bit freaking out. Like I was like, I didn't do
You
well.
could have. It's a pool. You could.
I know. I know, but we were trying to learn the thing, like how to use it and go down. I don't know. I don't know. I also
Next
got
time you do it, I
yeah.
will say I sort of chuckle because I don't realize I'm doing it until I realize I'm doing it. As I'm diving, I consistently end up singing like the
Mm.
Little Mermaid as I'm swimming around,
It's my favorite
and
Disney
I'll
princess.
hear myself humming as I swim, and it always makes me laugh. I don't know why I do it, but the music, I swim to my own soundtrack,
I love that. I mean,
and then you'll breathe more regularly.
yeah, I'm more chill if I'm pretending I'm Ariel, for sure. For sure. I love her. She's my favorite, and they have the best
She's a
songs
joy.
too.
Mhm.
Okay, and then question, because I know it's totally different, scuba diving versus snorkeling, but I went snorkeling once and it didn't go well, and I feel like how do people snorkel and they go down?
Why didn't it go well?
Because I was just sucking in salty seawater the whole time. I'm like,
You gotta keep the tip of the snorkel out of the water.
I know, but sometimes, like on TV and such, you see people go down and then like come
Mhm.
back up. I'm like, do they have to give it a hard to get it out, or do they just let it out and like how does this work?
You gotta give it a little get the
Ugh,
water out.
it tastes so bad. Seawater, it's so salty.
Yes, it does.
Ugh,
If you're sucking in seawater while you're diving, then
something's
you're
wrong.
not you're not doing it right.
No, I'm not good. I'm not proficient. I'm not the best swimmer either. Like those are not my skill sets, the water.
Yeah.
But I love that it is for you, and I love that that's what you go for. Where's the most beautiful place that you have scuba dived?
I mean, Australia was because it was the Great Barrier Reef, so that's just although and that was oh my god, that was what the hell year was that? 2012. So that was a long time ago now. And even then, I remember thinking I expected it to be like more alive.
Oh,
So it's sad, like conserve our natural resources.
yeah.
But that was incredible. And that was like one of my first really big dives. And then I mean, I've been so many times. There's a little island off of Venezuela. Probably shouldn't dive in it. It's called Bonaire.
Okay.
They're called the ABC Islands. It's Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao.
Ooh.
The island. And Bonaire is literally. I don't want to say there's nothing there because no like shade to the island, but
Mhm.
you only go there to scuba dive. The entire flight is people with their dive gear. You
Love.
rent a truck. You go to the dive shop. You pick up tanks, and you're on your own. And so you go from site to site, and you can either walk into the site. Most of them are shore sites. So you put on your tank and you walk into the ocean, and they're so different. Like there's this cool salt pier. There's these sunken ships. There's one called 1,000 Steps is the name of the dive site because on the way back up, you feel like you're climbing 1,000 steps because you're so tired. It's like 100 steps. But
Wow.
that place is magical.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm gonna Google that when I get off. I've never heard of that. That's sweet. Neat. Okay, and since you do travel so much, you are well traveled. Do you feel like you have any travel hacks or things you do to make travel go more smooth, more efficient, more simple for you?
Um,
My favorite thing is like my packing cubes. I always take a backpack, so I never have to check a bag. My stuff's always with me, and then just like really organized little travel cubes. And I feel like that has made my life so much simpler.
I hate checking a bag. If I can avoid it, I will avoid it. If I'm not going for an extended period of time, like don't I don't usually carry a backpack because I like rolling things.
Yeah.
But as Bryce says, you can't roll a bag on the Amazing Race. Although I do think you can, and teams have,
They have.
and it's hilarious. But whatever. I make sure that my Kindle is stocked full of everything that I want to watch in case I'm stuck at a seat where a TV is broken on a long flight. And snacks. Always have enough snacks because a hungry Brooke is an unhappy Brooke.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Same. I was just talking about that with my husband yesterday. I was like, if I ever even thought about being on Survivor, I would be so hangry. I would be the biggest biatch version of myself. I would just be snapping at people. It would not be good TV.
Let's watch it. Go do it.
Okay.
I think it'd be great TV.
Oh, thank you. Okay. This actually puts us into a fun spot. I had some rapid fire questions that I wanted to ask at the beginning that I didn't because our conversation just naturally flowed right into stuff. So I'm going to ask you rapid fire travel questions and life questions, I guess, right now. Okay, ready? Set.
I don't know what these questions are.
I know.
So
This is a surprise. Okay, ready? And just knee-jerk reaction. Okay.
Mhm.
Window seat or aisle seat?
Window. Longer flights.
Yes.
Longer flights usually the aisle and then shorter flights the window.
Yeah.
I don't like to bother people if I have to pee.
I know.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. If a guy is sleeping next to me, I will not wake him up. I'm just like holding my pee and
I
pee.
will. I'll crawl over you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Carry on or checked bag?
Carry on.
Yes. Favorite city you raced in?
Athens.
Okay.
Yeah.
One food from your travels you wish you could eat weekly?
One food from my travels that I wish I could eat weekly?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Oh my God, I'll get canceled if I say horse, right? Because a horse.
You won't get canceled if you say, wait, where did you eat horse?
Iceland. They do horse. Like, I like to try whatever the local delicacy, like whatever they eat there, I will try. It just tasted like a steak.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay.
I do feel guilty about it and I won't eat it again. So please don't be mad at me.
No, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all. But that fact that you would eat that weekly is so funny to me.
I would eat it again. I don't eat that much meat. I actually feel very badly about eating meat. So I've cut down meat like 90%.
Okay. Yeah, and you probably feel great. Okay, early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Love that. Okay, so in the courtroom, heels or flats?
Heels.
Okay. I figured you were
It's
here.
usually me up against like 60-year-old men. I need to be as tall and as intimidating as possible.
Yeah, girl. Yes. If you could rerun one leg of The Amazing Race, which leg would it be?
Like rerun and do it better.
I don't know, or just re-experience.
No, Venice. Those were the things that I was best at.
Okay, yes, pick that. Okay.
Or South Korea, because honestly, that was a night leg and that was cool as hell. That city's amazing. To go to Seoul, that one was great. So maybe that one too. Second to last.
Yes. Okay. Dogs on the bed, yes or no?
100%.
Yes, absolutely yes.
Dog before husband.
This is easy. Beach vacation or mountain vacation?
Beach vacation.
Obviously, you're gonna scuba dive.
Be in the water.
What is your go-to hype song before doing something big?
Oh, good question. Oh my God, probably something like Britney Spears, like something I can dance to.
Ooh.
Or like Whitney Houston. They asked us, actually, that's funny, and I'm sorry, I know I'm not knee-jerk reaction to this.
It's okay.
But before your last interview for The Amazing Race, you were in like your pre-interview room and they said, what song do you want to listen to? And Scott had been in the room before me and his was Whitney Houston. I was like, just play me whatever the last guy's was. And that stays in my mind.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that. Okay, and then one word to describe yourself.
Messy. A lot. Self-aware. I mean,
Hey, we love a self-aware queen. That's important. That is so important. Okay, that was good. That's all I had. That's all I had for the speed questions. Just some simple, lighthearted
I like
things.
speed questions. That's fun.
Yeah, me too. I was like, I need to do like a speed question section in every podcast because it is so fun. Okay.
I want speed questions to ask you. I did not come prepared with questions.
It's okay. We will podcast again together, I'm sure, especially since you're going to be addicted to Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and The Bachelorette. Maybe we could do like a Bachelorette recap or something.
As soon as I'm done with my work today, that's where I'm going.
Do.
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yes. And the first season, you won't be able to tell anyone apart. Like, it's just like so much, and they all kind of look the same because they have super long hair and big lips. But eventually, they start getting haircuts, different hair colors. You'll start to see them separately.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm into it. I think that's kind of cool. But I don't think I could be a Mormon wife. I'm that.
Well, the funny thing is you actually don't have to be married to be on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. It's a funny little caveat. Yeah. Yes. Oh my
I don't
gosh.
like to share.
Okay. So last two questions. I know we're going a little long here, but thank you so much for your time.
Fine, my computer was being wonky. I apologize.
No, it's okay. Technology happens. It's a Monday. It's waking up too. Is there anyone out there who you would like to see run The Amazing Race that hasn't?
Like in my life or celebrities?
In your life, celebrities, anyone.
Honestly, I tried out once with my dad, and if we're ever together watching, goes, I could do that. And he could do that.
Yeah.
Like, he would be so fun to watch do it. We'd probably kill each other.
That'd be so
doing it
sweet.
together, but he would be so fun to watch.
Yeah, that was the only thing I was thinking.
I need Bryce to do it because honestly, he's now talked so much about it, and I think he would be so good, not just because I've given him all of my like helpful tips and hints, but I think he's a runner. He's smart. He's like he thinks everything through, but he's quick-witted, and he's very likable.
He's got a good social game.
I mean,
yeah, him and Wendell could run together. I'm sure. Love that. Okay, Brooke, you have conquered reality TV. You have built an amazing legal career. You've stepped into podcasting. What is a challenge that's next for you that excites you?
Oh my God, make it sound like I don't have time for any of my challenges to binge watch The Secret.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I don't know. I really, I love what you do. I just have a passion for interior design. And so I get to, now I'm helping some friends decorate their new home. And I renovated, I didn't actually do the actual physical, but I ran the renovation and did all the picking of stuff for my parents' home in Florida. And I really enjoy design and stuff like that. So if you're in New York and you need help figuring out what to do with your home, I am here to help. I have references.
Love.
Not just my mom.
Oh, is your mom a designer?
No, but she would be a reference.
Oh, she's a reference for your work. Got it. Oh my gosh, Brooke, it has been a pleasure chatting with you today. Thanks for coming on.
This was so fun. Again, sorry about my computer, but thank you so much for having me. This is amazing. I hope when we recap again on The Amazing Race that you will join us, because that was so fun to have you do. And I think you picked the winner last time, yeah?
Yeah. Yes, which shocked me because I've
supposed to
never
get
watched Big Brother.
Prize. I think you were supposed to get something. We'll have to figure out what that was, but I am excited to hopefully.
I'm supposed to remodel a room in my house, and I actually reminded my husband of that. I was like, babe, I won. I need to remodel.
He's like, haven't you? There's no more.
I know.
You need to buy another house, and then we can remodel.
There's
that
always
one.
something I can do. That's fine.
I feel that. Matt will come home and like, something is different. He's like, oh, okay, this is great. Okay, good job. And I'm like, see what I do tomorrow.
That's nice.
Okay.
Mine is the opposite. He's like, no, we don't need to do that. I'm like, yes, we do. Yes,
oh
we
no,
do.
he also says it wasn't necessary.
Okay,
but
good. I'm not alone.
if I've done it, I've done it. And it could be something really simple as like refinishing a window or like something just small. It was the bathroom window recently. It's like, did you do something to the bathroom window? And I was like, sure did.
Thanks for
Check
noticing.
it out whilst you shower.
Love it.
Thanks for noticing. Exactly. Well, thank you so much. This was so much fun. I really had a great time. I loved the speed round questions. This was amazing. You came correct and prepared. So
Thank you.
I hope that I answered your stuff adequately.
Yes, this was so much fun. You were a joy to chat with, and I'm excited to hear what you think of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Oh, I'll call you when I'm done.
Okay, do. All right, you have a good rest of your day, girl.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thanks so much for listening to the Details podcast by The Heartland. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow along on Instagram @TheDetailsPod, subscribe on YouTube, and leave us a review. Turn on your notifications to hear new episodes every Monday. See you next week. Bye.